Commission meeting. Commissioner Calhoun.
Yes, I asked for this to be put on the agenda. We as commissioners never meet as a body. So we're not trying to hide anything, just to discuss among each other any concerns or just to discuss. So that's why I asked to bring this, put this on the agenda.
Can I just and I don't know, is this a question for Todd or Lisa? From a pre-meeting standpoint, I know most of us on the commission were never part of a pre-meeting, and I know a year ago when I got on the commission when this issue came up, I said if a majority of the commission want to do it, I'd vote for it just because I felt as the chair I should. What exactly can be entailed in a pre-meeting? Like, I guess I know it's open to open meetings. It's
the pre-meetings, when we had them, we posted them just like we do the regular meeting. We just posted a pre-session and used that as an opportunity to work through some of the agenda items, to have a point in time to discuss. But they were posted meetings open to the public.
So really, all we were able to do is talk about exactly the items that are on the current agenda that will be discussed
That's correct.
For vote.
It was a review of
among
the
ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we only are discussing what's currently on that docket. So
right. It's very similar. I think, doesn't the school board do like an agenda review meeting? Is that kind of
I think the school does that like a week before. And that's the idea behind this. Cities used to do this, counties would do it maybe a week before, a couple days before. And I think somewhere over time, the city did that, I guess. We're doing it in 2001 when I started working. And again, like you said, basically that's all you can do is just talk through through things that are posted. Can't take any vote. No one should express a vote or anything at that point.
Motion approved.
Second.
okay. How long? We want
a
time limit maybe, or
I think we need to, before you approve that,
we need to discuss it.
I think you need to discuss it.
Okay.
And I think you need to look at why we're meeting pre-meeting.
All right. Well, we've got a motion and a second on the floor, so we're going into discussion.
Okay.
So let's discuss. And I'm just going to say, with regards to this matter, I'm going to abstain from the vote, not from any kind of conflict. But like I said a year ago, as chairman, I feel that if the commission, a majority of the commission feels that we should have these meetings, I feel that I should open myself up to hold the meeting. So I'm going to stick back, and that's kind of my position. I'm just going to go with whatever the majority wants with regards to these meetings and make myself available.
Okay, I think I'm understanding what Commissioner Calhoun is referring to his commissioners meeting to discuss. Now, the only actual benefit I see with that, you get a feeling for what the other commissioners are thinking prior to coming downstairs. You may have, a little leery about it because at this point we don't have that dissension among the group where when we meet we have a lot of questions going on. Heretofore I thought it was necessary to have those pre-meetings, but now we tend to get through our questions. People already have gotten their answers prior to the meeting, and so we don't have to meet to discuss. Because that's basically all we can do, discuss what the agenda holds.
That's correct, and that would alleviate us coming down here during our meeting, having a long, drawn-out meeting, holding up the citizens and ourselves discussing. If we do that, we come down, we have our meeting, we're over with, and we go home.
But let me
explain.
Let's jump in here real quickly. There's a thought about the purpose of this is to discuss among the commission. Let me put my open meetings advocate hat on. The purpose is not for, you should make public your discussions. That's the whole purpose of open meetings, is to have open deliberation, discussion of the items as elected officials. So I would think you want to have most of your discussion in the most public forum we have.
Right.
The idea is to go over the agenda, and I think the purpose we used it for in the past were maybe specific questions that you could ask the staff they may not have the answer to. They might have a chance to go, get more information. So I want to call, and just to clear up, another question was asked. we posted it 30 minutes before the meeting, and is how it was handled. So there was a built-in time limit of, just 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
And but just want to put that out there that you want to remember that the purpose of the open meeting is to have that deliberation in the open forum, so that the people can see what's being discussed or whatever. So,
well, I find it to be useful. That way, when we do get these last-minute packages, when we do arrive here at 6 or prior to 6, and we have that last-minute package sitting here, and we have no time to review it, I believe that this will give us time to review it and hopefully have a discussion to where we know what questions we're going to present to the public. Again, that way we're not just doing a lot of overkill and, rambling on. But as far as the commission, I think we do, Commissioner Moon, I think we do a great job of managing our discussions and our time.
Yeah, and Commissioner Calhoun, please understand, I understand where you're coming from, but if we continue down the path we have been going, getting all questions or concerns taken care of prior to meetings, I don't see a need for
Let me ask this. You just said something about the school board and the county. Do they meet prior to their meeting at any point in time?
I'm not aware of anything the county does. I think the school board has some type of agenda review. I think as much as anything, they're looking to see what they're going to maybe have on the agenda or not. I know some governing bodies do that. That way, they agree as to what's going to be on or something.
But I don't think that's open public. That's not open to the public, is it?
They'd have to. Yeah.
Now, there is one suggestion I do make, and I don't know which way we're going on this. If we do decide that pre-meetings is something that we should do, I would say that we start them at 5:30, and so that we can keep our meetings on target for 6 and not.
I don't want that 30 minutes early.
I didn't really have an opinion on this either way. I figured if we did this, I probably wouldn't attend. But as we sit here and have discussed it, Commissioner Calhoun, you've kind of been our champion for transparency on the commission with open.gov or the website that you brought forward. And then even my first vote on the commission was on the executive session to elect our new chairman, which I think we made a great choice. But I think all that was done for transparency. And I feel like if it's not something that's 100% necessary, I think it may just be beneficial for us to get here and have our open meetings. I think we have alleviated some of our lengthy meeting issues as of late. So I don't think that's that big of an issue. So I'll be voting in opposition.
So basically, we're saying no because nobody wants to commit an extra 30 minutes. That's what I'm understanding.
Well, I don't need
I mean,
extra
we
30 minutes,
never meet as a commission. This is the only time we come here twice a month. We come here. We never meet as a commission.
And all honesty, we are not supposed to. We really not.
To have a pre-meeting? You're saying we're not supposed to have a pre-meeting?
To me, you're duplicating what we're going to do when we hit this.
I think a pre-meeting to discuss the pre-meeting would have been beneficial.
We don't discuss the agenda here where we could in the pre-meeting as a commission.
This is a perfect example why we need a pre-meeting.
But I thought we couldn't discuss on the.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the.
So the times that they did pre-meeting, what were they doing?
All you were doing was sitting there. I don't remember where I was there with the pre-meeting.
Okay, so what type
I don't
things?
see what we accomplished anything. We're going over what we already had. I don't see anything we got done except going over the agenda. And when we came back downstairs, we were still going over that agenda.
So really, the concept
So it didn't solve anything.
The concept of a pre-meeting really is to sit down and, like you said, if you have a question to a staff, to say, hey, this is a question I'm going to ask. Do you know the answer? And I mean, the overall.
But we requested, heretofore, if there are questions prior to the meeting, get your answers. So if we're going to stay with that principle we bought before, I don't see a need for a pre-meeting.
I attended some of the meetings as a member of the public when they were doing the pre-meetings. And I think one benefit to the way we're doing is if you have a pre-meeting, basically your goal is to streamline your meeting, is to get all the information you want. Well, as a member of the public sitting out there, if we've already established it and we don't have questions about what something may mean or what something may cost, and we just move through a motion to approve, then I think that robs our public of the opportunity to understand what their elected representatives are discussing.
It's not that important. We don't have to have a pre-meeting. It's just something I thought that we as a commission could meet and discuss any concerns. It's not that serious.
Well, I still see it as a good idea. I mean, this is a time we could scratch line items out. Again, this is a time where we could get our last minute reports. I'm thinking we could ask our chiefs, the last minute questions, especially for myself. I find myself asking questions that could be asked behind closed doors, to where I'm not.
But the pre-meeting wouldn't be behind closed doors.
Can't be behind closed
not
doors.
behind closed doors, but in a more relaxed setting. How about that? We do fairly good up here. We do really awesome actually up here.
We do a great job up here.
But I would like to do a pregame warm-up, basically, is what the way I'm looking at it, is to do basically a pregame warm-up, go over everything, go over the agenda, make sure we agree with everything on the agenda, try to make things move at a timely fashion, because that is one of our main focuses, is to make sure our meetings move in a timely fashion. And just bringing up this discussion, we spent probably 10 minutes just discussing this, and again, if we did it in a more relaxed setting, we could recover from a lot of this time.
All right. Well, we've got
I personally don't mind giving it a shot. If we're losing the public component, we want to have this. I like being able to talk with the commission, and this is a more difficult situation, maybe it's not sitting around a table and talking. And I think that's more, we would like that, but we need to make this our table the best we can. But if we want to give it a shot for a while, if we don't like it, we'll kick it out.
Change it.
Yeah, it's really easy. So if it helps us, that's great. And if it helps our commission and it helps us be better and serve our city better, I'm for it.
To me, like the budget meeting today that we had earlier at 9:30 this morning, the flow of ideas were great. Us sitting in the room in a more relaxed setting, we had ideas flowing. We have good things that we look, the city, we're about to bring to the city. And I think it was that relaxed atmosphere that let us unwind a little bit and let our ideas filter out. And I think we want to continue.
I'm not going to vote against that, but I'm not going to say I want to see that continued. I'd give it a try, but I will not agree for a 5:30 meeting. If we stay with the 6 o'clock.
I just wanted to keep our city commission meetings going at 6 o'clock.
Okay, prior to this, previous, it was 6 o'clock, 6:30, we came downstairs. I could go with that, but I will not agree with a 5:30.
I don't think it should be mandatory. I don't believe it should be a mandatory.
Well, it have to be if we agree.
So Commissioner Moon, you were saying have the pre at 6 and then our regular commission meeting at 6:30? Oh, that's.
Can you explain that, Ms. Agnew?
Pardon me?
Can you explain that further?
Well, I just want everybody, whether or not, what y'all's decision is to establish a pre-meeting or not, I want everybody to know that the pre-meeting is a posted meeting. You're required to have a quorum. It's not like if who wants to show up or not. If you don't have a quorum, you can't convene the pre-session. And I also want to say that if you have them, that all the public is invited to attend. Obviously, the conference room, doesn't accommodate as many down here, but anybody, it is a posted meeting following the same guidelines as meetings do down here as far as attendance, quorums, and all of that, so.
All right. Well, we got a motion and a second. Do we have any more discussion? No more discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Okay, who were the ayes there?
Aye.
All right,
We're going to establish a time.
Okay,
next.
now, I didn't say anything because I didn't hear time
okay, so
included
we've got
in that.
further discussion.
We'll discuss the time.
Okay.
So when do we, if we're going to do it, what's the time? If we're going to do a discussion?
Doesn't matter.
Was
when
I
you-
couldn't, okay, so can we?
Aye, aye, aye.
All right,
Abstention.
so we've got, I'm an abstention, and we've
Nay.
got nay.
Two.
So we've got Commissioner Carter, nay, I abstain, and everyone else is for pre-meeting.
We'll determine a time.
But no, we're only doing this on a trial basis.
All right,
Trial basis.
Well, I guess for the next meeting, we need to decide, maybe, is that something that we need to vote on a time to do that, or does that just?
Just tell us,
Okay.
Let's,
Could I make a suggestion?
yeah, let's kick it out and
Okay.
bring it back for the next
I
meeting.
think
and talk about it.
let's look at this for 6 months.
Okay.
At a certain time, 6 o'clock, my choice, and see how it goes at the end of 6 months. If we still think we ought to continue the pre-session, we'll continue them. If not, we'll abandon them.
We've already got the vote and it passed, so we've got to figure out a time. Do we have to figure out a time tonight, or? What time? What time does everybody want to do it? 9 o'clock, yeah.
No, so what?
No,
Did we say 6?
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
All right, so 6 o'clock is the time. All right, next item on the agenda, report and